everyone, Branden back in time for an episode of Brandon's Boy Problem. Today's episode is the time I hooked up with a pause guy. Well, technically it's not the first time it happened. When I was in Miami recently, I had my first experience hooking up with someone that was pause, that I actually knew was pause, and told me they were pause before I hooked up with them. I did have an incident like last year where I did suck a guy's dick, and then after I asked him his status, and then he told me he was pause, and I was kind of like, oh my god. I mean, he was really hot and I was into him, but like, it did prevent me from wanting to hook up with him any further. And even though I am on PrEP, and I've been on PrEP for over a year and a half now, I know I'm protected. Like, if I hook up with someone undetectable, I know they can't transmit the disease. I know, like, the facts, but even knowing all the facts, it doesn't make me pause friendly. I just felt like it's impossible to shake, like, decades of stigma associated with HIV and just being scared of the virus, even though it's like I'm on PrEP, and like if I hook up with someone undetectable, it's like it's impossible. Like, being on PrEP makes it practically impossible for you to ever get HIV as long as you take it every day. If someone's undetectable and taking all their meds, it makes it impossible for them to spread HIV. So it's like there's literally no risk. Like, people say it's safer hooking up with someone that's like undetectable and knows their status than someone that like could be paused and like isn't getting treatment and doesn't know their status, and like there's way more of a risk, which I guess technically is true because undetectable means zero risk, and if someone's paused like and not undetectable, there is some risk. And if it's like they could be paused and not know they're paused and then claiming to be negative, they tell me they're negative, and it's like, oh yeah, you're negative, let's just fuck raw. And then it's like, I mean, I'm sure I've hooked up with guys that are HIV positive and didn't know it. I mean, granted, I try to ask everyone their status most of the time before we engage in sexual activity, and honestly, I am on PrEP, so I know I'm protected that way as well. But even knowing like I can't get HIV, it just makes me not pause friendly. I just felt like, I know we're supposed to be super accepting and nowadays, and like being HIV positive is not like a death sentence anymore. Like, you can live a full healthy life, like as long as you manage it, take your medicine and be healthy. Like, there really is no difference by having HIV. It's just something you have to deal with. So I guess I haven't been pause friendly, and I know that, I admit it. Like, even my other friends on PrEP, like, he hasn't been pause friendly either. But I mean, he did stick around and date with a pause guy, so I feel like we are starting to inch slowly towards it, because it is like, I mean, there's already slim pickings with guys out here anyway. Like, I can barely even find a guy that has like a job, a place to live, like transportation. And then it's like, people have told me before, it's like, you could find your perfect guy and then you like dismiss him because he's paused, but like he could be everything you want. And it's like, I did hook up with this pause guy at the bathhouse, and he was literally like the only hot guy there, and he was exactly my type. I mean, he was married with his husband, so it's not like I was trying to date him, but like, I was skeptical at first when he told me he was paused, and I did like leave, and then like my friend hooks up with him, and then I was kind of like, well, he did it, so I guess I'd be safe at it too. But like, I was talking to him first and like jerking him off in the pool and whatnot, but like, I don't know. He was hot. I was into him. I know he was paused. I was kind of like, whatever. I'll just suck his dick. And like, we did hook up. We kissed. He sucked my dick. I sucked his dick. He ate my ass. He sucked my toes. We didn't fuck though, so I haven't exactly been comfortable enough to like let a guy that I know is paused fuck me yet. That's probably like way further down the line. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, I know the facts about HIV, which is what, it's always annoying to me, like when you say you're not positive and then people treat you like you're ignorant, like, well, blah, 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 like, you're not gonna get it. And it's like, I already know the shit. Like, you're not telling me anything new. It's like, I just don't want to be with someone paused. I just kind of feel like I've worked so hard my entire life. Like, I'm 29. Like, I've always had the thought of HIV, being scared of HIV in my mind ever since I was like growing up. Like, we had to watch his videos about HIV in elementary school and middle school, high school, watching any movie about AIDS. It's just like, we know the ways to prevent it. Like, I've known the ways to prevent HIV my entire life, which is why I've always made sure to make sure I don't get HIV. And not to say like I never had unprotected sex before I was on PrEP, but I made sure there were people I was comfortable with, people I knew. I mean, you could still get HIV away, but like people you know and are comfortable with. So it's like, I guess, honestly, you are lucky in a way if you did have unprotected sex in your lifetime and you didn't get HIV. So luck does play a part of it, but I also feel like it's about making smart decisions. And I feel like if you are positive, like, you didn't make smart decisions. Like, I never was out here having random sex or with multiple guys when I was not on PrEP. Like, I don't know, PrEP isn't been around forever, but it's still like, HIV has been around my entire life, so I've always been aware of it, I've always been conscious of it, and I've always known like, I do not want this. I do not want to be another Black gay man statistic that's infected with HIV, especially when the CDC said half of all Black gay men will most likely become positive in their lifetime. Like, I was like, that is not going to be me. That's not my future. That's not the life I want for myself. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to not be pos. And I did make sure that that never happened to me. And honestly, like, even being on PrEP, I feel like there's still always that risk and, like, fear of, like, oh my God, what if it didn't work? Or, like, what if I got with, like, someone that was pos and, like, they're immune to, like, PrEP or whatnot. And I feel like there's always that fear, but it's like, I feel like I'm doing everything, well, not wearing condoms, but I'm doing mostly everything possible to prevent getting HIV. And I've done that my entire life, which just makes me feel like being with someone that's pos, I just feel like you didn't make smart decisions, and that's a turn off to me. It's not even about even the HIV risk factor. It's just kind of like, you didn't do as much, I guess, as you could to prevent yourself from becoming positive. And it's like, I don't want to be slut shamey or shame you for something that you have to live with your entire life, because it's like, okay, you got it, you just have to deal with it, and like, that's life. Like, if I had HIV, you just have to, like, I'm not gonna want to cry or kill myself or whatnot, because I feel like if I got HIV, it would be my own fault, because it's like, I had risky sex, like, I made a dumb decision, I have to live with the consequences. So I kind of feel like it's not the end of the world. Like, again, you can still live a full, healthy life. And I feel like tons of people that I find that, like, are pos are, like, in relationships. And here I am, like, negative and single and, like, can't find a man. And I feel like every single person that's pos, like, has a man and whatnot. So I kind of just feel like, I don't know. It's like, in a way, it's like I don't know. I really don't know how I feel, because I honestly wouldn't say, like, I'm just gonna start hooking up with pos guys and being more open to it, because I feel like I only hooked up with that one because he was literally the only hot guy there, and it was like my last night in Miami, and Miami is the HIV capital, so of course, or at least it was last time I checked, and of course I hooked up with my first pos guy that I knew was pos in Miami, and I just kind of feel like I could never see myself dating someone that was HIV positive, undetectable or not. Like, I just feel like I can't do it. I just feel like I would be settling. It's like, I value being negative so much. Like, it's a trophy. Because honestly, hearing all the statistics about Black gay men and HIV, it's like, honestly, you are lucky, apparently, or making smart decisions if you remain HIV negative. Because it's like, the deck is already stacked against us. Like, people, it's like, they just want to expect us to be pos, or assume we're pos, and if you're Black and gay, and it's like, no, I'm negative. I take my sexual health seriously. I always have, and I always will. So I've made sure to take care of myself, and I want a man that's always made sure to take care of himself and be safe and protect his health and whatnot. And yes, of course, you can protect your health if you're HIV positive, but it's like, I don't want to be with someone that's HIV positive, because it's like, what if they cheat on you? It's like, first of all, you're pos, and it's like, you're already acting like a fuckboy. And it's like, you can't hold someone to their pos like a different standard, because it's like, they're still a man, they're still human, they're gonna make mistakes, they're gonna fuck up, but it's like, I can't deal with that. I feel like that's embarrassing and pathetic, and this is so not politically correct, but I'm honestly just gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't want to be dating someone that's HIV positive, because, like, what if they lie to me, cheat on me? It's like, I'm already settling for you because you're positive, and then it's like, you're just gonna act like a fuckboy on top of it. It's like, that's not something you want to deal with. And it's like, so fucked up to say. I mean, of course, I could, like, date a guy that's negative, and he cheats on me and is reckless and becomes positive, and, like, that could happen, but it's like, I know, so I'll be protected because I'm on PrEP. So it's like, if you're out making dumb decisions, like, that's not gonna affect me because I'm protecting my health. And it's like, I know realistically, like, if I'm dating someone undetectable, like, they're not gonna give me HIV. So it's like, I'm not at risk anyway. But it's like, I just don't want someone that's positive, because I have made my life, I've been scared of sex for, like, my entire life because I was scared of getting HIV. And now I take that very seriously, and I just don't want to be HIV positive, and I don't want to date someone HIV positive, or even if they're undetectable. I just don't want that near me in my life, no matter what. And even if it's like, I could meet my perfect man and he's pos, like, I just don't see that as my future. And I've seen it on TV shows too, where it's like, the guy falls in love with the guy that's pos, they live happily ever after, but it's just like, I'm not at that point yet where I'm that pos friendly. It's like, this is the first step. Like, I actually hooked up with a guy that I knew was pos and didn't die. But yeah, I honestly, I might consider it on a case-by-case basis if I meet a guy that's really hot and I like him and I'm into him. But still, I don't see myself ever being that pos friendly to the point where I could date a guy that's HIV positive, undetectable or not. It's just not the future I want for myself. So thanks for joining me for this episode of Branden's Boy Problems.